Hello everyone, I'm Shivang Mehta. In this session, we are going to analyze Navi NASDAQ 100 Fund of Fund, which is opening on 3rd of March 2022 and closes on 17th March 2022. So we are going to technically analyze for which type of investors this new fund by Navi is suitable and what are the criteria you should consider before investing in this fund. So let's get started. So about the scheme, so Navi NASDAQ 100 Fund of Fund will invest in units of overseas ETF and or index funds based on NASDAQ 100 index. The NASDAQ 100 index includes 100 of the largest non-financial companies listed in US. Thus, Navi is offering investors a chance to invest in the biggest US companies at a very low cost as part of its latest fund offering. This low cost has been achieved by leveraging our high quality technological backing. So NFO will open on 3rd of March. So there are many technicals you should consider like fund of fund, ETF, index fund. The fund of fund is a kind of security where a asset management company in India collects the money and invest in a fund which is operating in US. So that we call as fund of fund. ETF is exchange traded funds. An index fund is a type of passive mutual fund. NASDAQ 100 is one of the index listed at NASDAQ, the main, the exchange, security exchange of USA. Investment strategy, the scheme follows a passive investment strategy and will predominantly, invest in units of overseas ETFs or index funds based on NASDAQ 100 AM index. The AMC underlying scheme does not make any judgments about the investment merit of NASDAQ 100 index, nor will it attempt to apply an economic, financial, or market analysis. So this is completely passive fund investment. However, there is no assurance that all such buying and selling activities would necessarily result in benefit for the fund. Pros of investing in this fund: providing an easy way to invest in the largest global tech companies. Technology company constitutes 60% of NASDAQ 100 index. So as we know that most of the Indian technology companies are not disruptors, while the most of the US technology companies are disruptors, which can cause a wild swing in their stocks due to the new technology inventions, while Indian IT companies are followers of the US IT companies which just replicate the technologies which the US companies comes up. So NASDAQ 100 fund has a low correlation with Indian indices. So this investment has a added diversification benefit. So if you are looking to diversify your portfolio and reduce the risk or hedge against the potential depreciation of Indian INR and USD, then this fund is highly suitable for you. Benefit of this fund: tech dominance. So as I said, NASDAQ 100 index has some of the world biggest innovators: Apple, Alphabet, Meta, Zoom, Tesla. Overall, technology companies constitute 60%. Attractive returns. So the NASDAQ 100 index has achieved over 18.9% CAGR in last 1 year. In last 10 years, this index is given over 26% returns. So these are all market beating returns given by the index. Low fee. So total expense ratio of the fund is 0.13%, which is negligible for long-term investors. Asset allocation. So 95 to 100% will be invested in ETFs of NASDAQ 100 index. So risk profile of that is very high. By maximum 5% of the part of the scheme will be invested in debt schemes to maintain liquidity for as it is open-ended scheme. So where will scheme invest? So scheme will invest in iShares NASDAQ 100 UC, ITS ETF, Invesco NASDAQ 100 ETF. So these are all listed ETFs in on the US NASDAQ exchange. So as a fund of fund, this Navi NASDAQ 100 fund will invest in these ETFs and give live price updates to its investors. Performance updates: if you see, benchmark has performed given returns of 28% in 2016, 25% 2017, and last calendar year over 40% returns. As you can make out, fund and benchmark tracking error is less than 0.25%. So that's a great, opportunity for the investors. And major stocks in index. So Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet, Facebook makes most of the weightage of this index with 11%, 10%, 7.44% weightage. Rest of the stocks are also disruptive technology stocks such as Tesla, PayPal, Adobe. Should you invest in this fund or not? This is the most important question. So if you should definitely invest if you want to invest in the largest US companies in a simple low cost manner, or want to diversify your portfolio by investing across geographies and hedging your investment against currency fluctuations, and want to minor returns of Nasdaq 100 at a low cost. So now you should consider your requirements of your portfolio, your risk appetite, your vision for wealth creation, and your short-term and long-term goals of investment, and you should invest this in this portfolio. Thank you.